What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some funny Canadian tweets. So, today, I want to take a look at some funny things that Canadians have said and posted online on Twitter. And I guess I also want to see if my American brain can understand and appreciate the Canadian humor. So let's take a look here. Starting with, this says, they started recognizing me at Tim Hortons. And he looks so depressed about it. So that's this one's good. That's good. This cracks me up a bit. So is this like some kind of crisis at some point in your life as a Canadian? Is this like a crisis that happens to a lot of people? I know that a lot of Canadians do go to Tim Hortons, right? That's a very popular place, but does it get to the point where you just go so much and probably at the same time every day where the workers start to know you and they start to recognize you and they probably know your order and your name and you're like, God, do I go here too much? Am I that predictable? Is my life so monotonous that I'm recognized at Tim Hortons now? It's not even that bad of a thing, like, at all. It's actually kind of nice when they recognize you. It's kind of sweet, like, and they probably know what you want, and it can be good, but I see where it can be, like, it could be depressing in a way. When I was in college, I started getting recognized at a Burger King. Um, for going too much to the Burger King. And I there was a time when I was like, God, it's nice that they know I want my large fry, but is this a problem? That's funny. I can relate to that. Okay. This tweet says, watching a CBC segment where they're talking about ways for young people to save money. Okay. And the suggestions are to get a third roommate and rent your clothes. Rent your clothes. Amazing stuff. Thank you. Oh my God. Is this real? Is that the day and age we're living in? This is not like satire. There is actually a CBC segment, a Canadian news segment where to save money, they said you should rent your clothing. Oh my, I don't know if that's even funny. I didn't even know you could do that. Is that a thing Canadians do? Times are tough. Rent your clothes. What? Is that a real thing? I kind of want to know. Okay. This says, I just misread Canadian Thanksgiving as cardigan Thanksgiving. There's a distinguishment there. And I would definitely participate in a day spent for being grateful for cardigans. Card- Cardigans, I don't really own cardigans. Those were kind of fashionable though. Maybe like 10, 13 years ago. There was a lot of cardigan appreciation. They're kind of underappreciated now. I don't know if I really have it. I think cardigans are correctly appreciated. They are right where they should be in levels of appreciation. I don't know if there should be a whole day for them. We need a Shazam for food smells. I want the dish, the ingredients, and recipe. Well, Shazam. Isn't that like a cleaning soap? Shazam. We need Shazam. Oh, I think they're talking about that app that when you play a song, it tells you what song it is. they want Shazam for food smell. So if like an app where if it detects, if you hold it by food and it detects the smell, it gives you the dish, the ingredients, the recipe. That'd be pretty amazing if a phone could detect smell. I think we're still a ways away from that, but I understand the reference at least. Okay. There are like, I think there's apps now that let you like literally take a picture of food and it will tell you all the nutrition information and like all this stuff about it. It's kind of crazy. Okay, this says, I actually really love Canadian Thanksgiving, including the fact that many of us call it Canadian Thanksgiving. That's that's a really good point, actually. That's like that's weird. Do Canadians call it Canadian Thanksgiving? There's no way you do. Just like in America, we don't call it American Thanksgiving. It's just, for me as an American, when I read Canadian Thanksgiving, that makes sense to me because it's a different country, it's a different thing. For me, the normal Thanksgiving is just Thanksgiving. It's not American Thanksgiving, it's just Thanksgiving. Um, but for Canadians, um, shouldn't you guys call it just Thanksgiving? Am I? I think that would make a lot of sense. You guys don't call it Canadian Thanksgiving in Canada. There's no way. The more I think about this, there's no way. But this guy seems to think so. That many of us call it Canadian Thanksgiving. That'd be a little odd to me. Um, that I'm gonna be thinking about that one. What the heck? What do you guys call it in Canada? Let me know in the comments, because that's got me really wondering. I don't know if it's the Canadian in me, but it's cold outside. But it's not that cold yet. What? This is like this is like a Canadian stream of consciousness just on the internet. It's great. I don't know if it's the Canadian in me, but it's cold outside. But it's not that cold, at least. So it can get cold in Canada, probably to the point where a lot of Americans would be very uncomfortable. But Canadians are like, it's cold, but it's not. This is like entry level cold. It's not that cold. I barely. Because the winter and the cold is so much more intense in Canada, right? So you guys, apparently you have like different levels of coping with the cold. The first cold of the year, you're like, it's not that cold. I can wear a t-shirt. That I can picture that for Canadians. Somebody at work called Mary J. Blige, Mary Blige, and it's been bothering me for a week now. Somebody called Mary Blige, Mary Blige, Mary Blige, Mary Blige. What? Why would that bother you? I'm desperately. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Is this supposed to mean something? This must be some Canadian reference I just don't understand. Or I'm missing something. Mary Blige. And that name has been bothering you? I don't know why that name would bother anybody. I don't get it. I don't get that one. Okay. I was hanging around the east end of Toronto today. No word, no word of a lie. I saw a woman drinking Tim Hortons coffee and holding an air fryer. like, like holding an air fryer is pretty big. Okay. That was the moment I knew we are in a simulation. And apparently I'm the main character. I think we've all had moments where we stop and think, like, based on other people's behaviors, you're like, is this real? Are other people really like that? And you just, in this situation, The line was drawn when he saw someone drinking coffee and holding an air fryer. That is definitely, why would you just be outside you drinking coffee? Sure, yeah, of course, but an air fryer is like a pretty big piece of equipment. It's almost like holding a little microwave, or you know, like just to be outside holding that. Why? I would start to question reality too, actually, the more I think about it. Instead of asking if I'm dating someone anymore, my family just asks if I'm getting a cat again. Oh man, that's a very is that polite even? Because a lot of people go through this, I think, where especially now, I think literally in this day and age, there's a lot of people who aren't getting married, a lot of people who are with online dating and all that stuff, a lot of people having trouble. Um, so instead of like being very straightforward about it and being like, are you dating? Are you getting out there? Are you dating? The family just asks if you're getting a cat, which maybe they are. What is this also saying that single, lonely people get cats? Probably. Oh God. Um, Honestly, I better be God's bravest soldier for having to work at a bakery during Canadian Thanksgiving while on my period. Where is my knighthood? I I'm not a woman. I have a wife, so I kind of understand this from what I understand about yeah, the more I think about it, the more funny this is. God bless women for working in public service industries while having to deal with that, because that's probably not fun at all. Especially Canadian Thanksgiving while that's going on. You do deserve to be knighted for that. I get it. I'm only 5 stops away. The 5 stops. What? Okay. This is some Canadian reference that I definitely don't understand. I'm only 5 stops away. That's implying that you're very close. But the 5 stops are Spadina Avenue and Nassau Street, Spadina Avenue and College Street, Wilcox Street and Spadina Avenue. It's all this Spadina Avenue. Does it take forever to get down Spadina Avenue? Looks like this is in Toronto. This is some kind of joke saying that in Toronto, if you're five, you can say, "I'm only 5 stops away." You feel like you're very close, but it takes forever, I guess. And this is like a train or something, which I'm also not very familiar with. I think I get it though. I get it. When I moved here in 2011, everyone lived in apartments like these and paid $300 a month. I moved to Montreal. I'm very pleased with the window situation. Wow, those are beautiful windows. Is this supposed to be funny? When I moved here in 2011, that's 14 years ago, everyone had this and paid 300. Oh, I think they're saying 15 years later. Now, like, to rent something like this would be like thousands of dollars a month, right? It used to be 300. And you even get beautiful stained glass art in your apartment too. The good old days. I think I get that. The boba tea dragon's den stuff is crazy, because why am I agreeing with some of you people? Simu Liu of all people? No, Simu Liu of all people. I don't know who Simu Liu is. Dragon's Den is some like that's like Shark Tank in America, like an investing show. I don't understand. No, I don't. I don't know anything. That reference is completely over my head. Uh, Putting my jacket over a woman's shoulders. I'm actually really cold now. Haha. It's okay though. Oh wow, it's super cold. Oh my god. This is what it's like if you want to be a gentleman in Canada. That's what this is saying. You put a jacket over a woman's shoulders. You're being polite. It's cold out. Here's my jacket. You're being very sweet, and then in your mind, you're like, it's actually very cold. It's okay though. It's actually very cold out, and you're like, die. That's funny. This is my Tavis. This is my Tavis. No idea. No clue. No clue what that means. Oh, that's the last one too. That's an unfortunate one to end on because I have no. Is this? I'm curious for Canadians out there. Do you understand all of these different references in the tweets? A lot of these were very, very funny to me, and I feel like I understood a lot of this Canadian humor. But there's just some of these that I just literally have no idea about. But that's okay. I thought this was very fun. Canadians are very funny and actually very relatable, even for an American like me. So this is really cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Canadian tweets or any clarification or insight you want to give. That'd be awesome too. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and seeing Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.